Welcome back to Sussex Farm for episode 14 with me, MrSealyp. I am up at the store, and after the end of the last episode, today's episode was me buying a harvester, getting some harvesting done. Obviously in the meantime there have been some massive changes, and obviously there's been another update to Sussex Farm. I have done a video, I've done 3 videos I think, on the various different things that have changed on Sussex Farm. In light of some of those changes, as you've already seen at the start of this video, I have been round various different sell points selling water. When I started selling water, I was on 59,000. I'm now up to 229. At most of the sell points I was getting about between 25 and 29,000 at each sell point. The last 2 I did, one at the pub down the bottom of the hill and one at the Horseshoe, I got 19,000 and one was 14,000, so the prices started to drop. That being said, the reason I was on 59,000 at the start was because I have bought a harvester. I've gone for the Rostselmash 161. I leased this on the Valley of the Old Farm for the first season, but I've decided to buy it. I was going to get a case, and it was commented, was it Barris or Bear and Papa? Somebody commented and said, don't forget that with the case, the smaller case, if I can get to it, where are we? Not the very small one, this one, the Axial Flow 7130, doesn't have a rear trailer hitch for a header trailer, which is a bit of a nuisance. I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it was just going to be a bit fiddly. But with the 161 as well, you get the Draper Stream 900. It's like the other big Draper headers. It's got its own kind of integral trailer, so when you pick it up that all folds away. So actually, you know what, that's not a bad idea. So some harvesting will ensue in a little while. However, what I am going to do, as you can see that my water tanker, or the multi-tanker, is up here, I'm going to get rid of this because I had another comment left and it was a very, very good one I hadn't thought about. Let me just speak to Dexter. 119,000, let's sell it. Was this? I could have looked at getting a BSM 950 Legend, or, you know, something with plenty of horsepower, because of getting up that hill. I dropped down to like 4 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour, and now with the this pack the liquid storage pack, I think it is by BDBSSB, you can now get these trailers with a trailer hitch on the back, which I probably actually need to customise it, and you can also get one that's not a semi one, it's one that's for a trailer connection, so you can actually hook up multiple ones of these. So I thought, for doing water runs, that would be brilliant. You could haul 120,000 litres at a time. So someone suggested, why don't you get the Oshkosh? And I hadn't thought about that. It looks a bit dodgy to me, but I don't know. So what I'm going to do, and it actually works out cheaper. If I get the Man Agro truck, the one I've just sold, with all the bells and whistles, it comes in at a fair old amount of money. I can't remember what it was now. If I go across the Oshkosh, that's 115,000 standard. Yes, it's a big beast. Yes, it's a monster. But that's what I'm looking for. If I go with trailer hitch as well, just in case, I can have a 700 horsepower or a 900. I'm going 900. Of course I am. Now, I did think about going MrSealyp green on this, but to be fair, the one I've just replaced was kind of a metallic-y silver kind of colour. So I might go for something along those lines. I don't want to go too garish and bonkers. I'm just replacing like for like. So I'm going to buy that. That comes in at 122,000, as opposed to the Man, which is 150 odd, and then all the accessories. Like I say, does it fit the map? Probably not. It's a military vehicle, but for hauling, it will do the job. It will really do the job. Now that says 52 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure it goes faster than that. That doesn't look too bad. That's still very grey, does it? So it's an interesting sound. Now, unless I've made a mistake somewhere and changed my settings to kilometres an hour, which I'm going to have a quick check. Hang on. Nope, my measuring unit still says miles an hour. Bottom right hand corner, that says 83. In store it says 52 miles an hour. That says 83. That is impressive. Now, I'm going to get some harvesting done. I did say that. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fuel run. The only reason I'm going to do the fuel run, it's not going to be to make a lot of money, because part of the update, the amounts you make doing fuel have dropped, but there are now 3 sell points, is that I can fulfill, or start to fulfill, a couple of contracts that I've been kind of putting off. And I was putting them off simply because they were about supplying fuel. One was from Automan 13, and it was about supplying fuel to Spectacle Island. One was from Honest John at Sussex Aviation Cars, and they were having problems getting fuel delivered, I think to Spectacle Island as well. So now there's a sell point at the docks. I can actually take a fuel load down to the docks to be shipped off to Spectacle Island. So that's what I'm going to do first, take a load over, and with this thing, which should go a lot faster, I can get there fairly quickly. Plus, I get to sort of show off the new. I did it in the first look, the update video, but you'll get to see where the new fuel point is if you don't know already. If you haven't watched those videos, I urge you go over and have a look. I do with all my videos. Watch the guide tos, watch the first looks, all anything I put up. Watch them; they're brilliant. I'm going to take this way simply because I'm going to pick up the fuel tank. I'm going to see you in a minute. I'm going to pick up the fuel tanker, and I'll see you at the fuel station, and then we'll go and do a delivery down to the docks. Then we'll get some harvesting done, I think. So I'm heading through the tunnel, north of the map, out towards Sweet Potato, the sell point for root crops, which is over to the right. Just there. If I go left at the roundabout, we've got a fuel depot. So like I say, if you haven't watched the update video, you can't buy fuel now at the fuel station. And out of the 3 fuel stations, 2 of them have closed down. Unfortunately, they went bankrupt. They've had to close down but one is still open in the town. The other two have closed and been replaced by other buildings. The docks, unfortunately, suffered a severe storm. Some of the docks had to be demolished and taken away. Well, not taken away, but you know, dumped into the sea, pretty much. Now, this is the scary bit, as always is. I didn't want to fill up the... Let's try that out. There we go. This should cost 118,000. Now, I'm not anticipating making a massive amount of money on this. If anything, when I did it the other day, I made a bit of a loss and I was a bit concerned. But there we go. That should be 118. 118,799. This will now go down to the docks. Yeah, massive changes. Massive changes. And I think for the better. But not everyone does. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. It's not going to be for everyone. Right, let's give it some beans, shall we? I'm alright because it's national speed limit on this road. Whoa, man alive, certainly one. I probably need to brake for the roundabout. Brakes are pretty good. To be fair, if I'm going to do some haulage jobs every now and again, this is going to get me around the map pretty quick, I have to say. I've got a manure job to do in a little while as well, which I might do on screen, something I'd never thought of before, and I'll show you that as well at some point. But it was mentioned to me by Alien Jim in a kind of matter-of-fact kind of, oh, what about doing, and I thought, well, I've never done that. I'm talking in riddles at the moment. It's not going to make a lot of sense, but you'll see. So as we come down here, the petrol station, fuel station that was on the left-hand side is gone, replaced by multi-storage. Now, in talking to Jim and the video link that Jim sent me about the update, he told me it was the same as the farm storage, 500,000 litres, which is what I said in the update video. Apparently, now I'm assuming Jim might have made a mistake and put an extra zero in by accident. It's actually 5 million litres, not 500,000 apparently. I didn't check it, I just kind of took Jim's word for it. He said it was 500,000, same as the farm silo, so I kind of went with that, but apparently not. No, 5 million litre storage. Whether that will get adjusted, Jim is frantically working away on a few little tweaks, just tiny little things, so there may be a minor update just pinged out. I don't think as major as this one, but let's see then, shall we? I need to make more than 218,000 because that was what I was on. If I don't, I'm in real trouble here. That doesn't seem to be going up particularly quick. I made a loss. What? This is the first time of me putting this on since the update. It's not like I've been playing already and I've done a whole load of fuel. So I spent 118 and got 109 back, which means I lost 9 grand on that load. Mind you, to be fair, that's part of a contract. That was going off to Automan and Honest John. So that's going off now. That's going to go onto a tanker and that's going to go out to Spectacle Island. So potentially I'll get a payment from Automan 13 and Honest John for the fuel supply. Although Automan 13 wants 120,000 litres. If I split what I've just sent, that's 30,000 litres to each of them. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that's part of a contract for that done anyway. This will now go back. And I need to get the harvester down, pick a field and start getting some harvesting done. Because a lot of my fields are ready. I can't believe I made a loss on that. Never mind. Okay. I'll see you with the harvester in a little while. Now I'm about to attempt something I've never done before. It's a little bit cheaty, but it was suggested to me by, I think it was Bear and Papa 007. Why is this doing this? There we go, right. Contract. And we'll start the contract on this field. I've never done this before, so we'll give it a go. what I've done on the corner of the field in the middle there, I've placed a grain silo. And it's a really good start, just getting caught in the hedges. Why have I not removed the collisions? Now I can do that. You'd think I would have done it my own time, wouldn't you? Anyway, never mind. Now this worked on Goldcrest Valley because there were some sell points that were in the corners of fields and you could kind of get away with it. This field hasn't been cultivated or fertilised or anything. This is just one of the fields I'm just doing a contract on. But the theory being, if you place a bunker like a silo, now this isn't going to make me a lot of money, but it will certainly help with the contract. I'm helping the farmer out because he needs this field sorted, he needs it cleared, needs the harvest doing, because he wants to put a new crop in it. I can benefit from this simply because I'm not selling this, I'm putting it into storage. So I'm helping the farmer here. Trust me. I'm good like that. As a kind of local area, we all feed into the brewery, you see, so all the barley goes off to the maltings. So the theory being that as I'm harvesting, when you get to almost a full tank and when it starts to slow down, because obviously on a contract it won't allow you to fill the tank on the harvester, there's no reason why when you pass this you can't. Again, in theory, I've never tried this out. Unload what you've got. Now it's going to slow your time down on the contract. But it does mean when the contract is done, you've got all the barley off this field in storage. So just every now and again whiz back to there and unload. Like I say, it's a bit dodgy. I've never really done it before. Never thought to, and often there's not enough places around the edge of a field to actually put a storage silo. Plus the silo is going to cost you 25,000, and if you were doing this to make money, would you be able to sell the crop in the field for 25,000? So would you make it back? But as a kind of almost like a lost leader type thing, I know if I do a load of water to one of the water points around the map, I can make back 25 to 29,000 roughly. So I can cover the cost of that silo, and once I've emptied that silo and I sell it, I'll get 12,500 back on it. So realistically, I've only got to make 12,500 to break even. I don't know. Like I say, it's a bit. It's an iffy one to say the least. It's a bit naughty. When I say a bit naughty, it's a lot naughty, you know. It's not like me. But anyway, you don't need to see all of this. I'm going to do the rest of this like mission contract off screen, and once this is done, I'll get back to doing my own harvesting. I just thought, as I was looking around the map at what fields were ready to harvest and picking which one I was going to do a harvest on, I just suddenly thought, hang on a minute, I wonder if I could give it a go. I'll see you in a little while, and we'll see what we end up with, and how, if and how it's worked or not. Like I say, I'm just curious. So, as you've just seen, I made about 21,000 on the contract. If you're new to this, I haven't got seasons running. I turned seasons off. There were a few problems with Sussex Farm early on, and I had a few glitches and a few game crashes, so I turned seasons off. So this Let's Play is no seasons. So obviously the price you get for a contract is higher, plus you get the time bonus. So I got about 21,000, which is going to cover the cost of that grain silo, because when I sell it I'll get 12,500 back, so that covers that. If I look into here now, if you look at the top, barley, I'm up to 102,000 litres. I think I had 72 or 74,000 litres in storage that I'd shifted from my silo down to the silo at Milson's Maltings, down by the brewery. So I got about 30,000, 28,000 maybe litres off of this field, and paid for the contract as well. Like I say, it's not, I mean technically yeah, it's stealing. I've been paid for a contract. Well, I don't know, because all the farmers here are supplying the brewery, so I'm just storing it and I'll transport it to the brewery or to the maltings anyway. Anyway, regardless, I realised that I'd left this over by field 13 from when I sprayed it, so that's why I'm bringing this back now. The other great thing that Jim's done as part of the update, obviously the workshop's here now, but a lot of these cut throughs now, he's left gaps in hedges and stuff, so you can actually move around. You can take the hedge collisions off if you want to, but he has left a lot of areas now where you've got a lot of cut throughs, so you can kind of cut across from field to field without having to necessarily go around all the roadways, which really helps. So that being said, I'm going to put this into the barn or one of the shelters, and then I'm going to go and get the harvester, which I've been promising to do for ages. And what I will do at some point, I'll go and get the grain, the barley out of that silo, and that'll be shipped down to the maltings, and then the silo will be sold. Oddly, I'm not sure if this is since the update on that or not even. If I go up to where are we? The map, because I thought, well, if you're going to do a barley harvest and you're going to do that, I thought I'd try it on field 12, which is where I just did it, and I put the grain bin just here on the corner. This field up here, field 2, I mean, if you're going to do it and you're going to get a load of grain, so when I went over there like this, it says there's no missions available. Both of these fields are ready to harvest, but they're not offering any missions. I'm really puzzled by that. As far as I was aware, missions were available across the whole map, so I don't know if part of the update that's, I don't know, it's had a bit of a, because I thought, can you imagine doing the barley harvest on that with one of those grain bins halfway along and just, you know. Anyway, yeah, it's not working. Very odd. Right, back to the farm. So I'll park this up, and then we'll go and get the harvester. I'm thinking the harvester might get stored in that one there. Now the workshop's not in there. I've got bales in here. I'm hoping as part of the update my bales haven't vanished. I haven't checked this actually. Nope, they're still here. Cool. Close that. Harvester, let's go. Right, let's fire this up. I went for standard wheels. You can get wide ones. They seem wide enough to me already. I didn't want to make this too tricky for travelling on the roads kind of thing, you know. Okay, question is, what field? I think field, is it 16? Or is it 26? Field 11 will need doing. I'm pretty sure my contract with Milson's Maltings was for 150,000. Was it 2? I'm going to have to check that. Or was it 250,000? I know I've said that before in previous episodes, and I can't remember. Although, looking at the weather, it's showing rain. And the sky seems to be getting a little bit... Is it just me, or does it seem a little bit misty in the air? Certainly seems like it. Oh dear. One of my cornfields here, 28. That one need harvesting. So I need a corn header, because I need corn for... Gibson's Bakery are branching out into alcohol. The bin men are collecting the bins out the side of the house, so farm dog's getting a little bit... There you go. Thank you, farm dog. He's kind of half asleep. He's half asleep and kind of barking in his sleep. Probably because he is barking. Barking mad. Anyway, he tends to make more appearances in the videos now. In the early days, I mean he's only 9 months old, it's not like it's years and years. I was editing out whenever he barks and stuff, but now sometimes a little growl and woof, and he's got a bigger following than I have now, it's ridiculous. So, we are at field 26, not 16. Switch to the header, close that up, like so, open up the harvester, what we will do is bring the header bar down a bit, I think that's a bit low. A bit better. Oh, hang on. I'm doing barley. I should leave the straw swap. There we go. I'm going to collect the straw. That will all be collected and that will go into storage, because at the end of the day you can't have too much, whether you're making total mix ration or using it for bedding. I have got bales as well, but you know what? Especially with the new multi-storage, I can store as much as I can possibly get my hands on, so I'll be mad not to. The yield should be pretty good on this, simply because it's got all 3 stages. I told you we'd get some harvesting done in our very own harvester. I always say our and we, my very own harvester. Definitely a mist in the air. I hope it doesn't start raining. I've literally just started harvesting. I should really just lift the header rather than turn it off. Leave the rotor spinning. Anywho, this is going to continue. I'm going to get this field harvested. Filling up alright. Got 2 or 3 to do with barley, I think. Oh no, I've got field 20, that's not done yet. Half that was barley, wasn't it? I'm going to be fine with this contract, I think. So, as predicted, the rain started and I didn't quite get the field finished. So, to come back to that, so what I'm going to do now is take this and put it into storage. 19,850. I've unloaded the harvester and closed it all up. And then what I will do is whiz over to the other grain bin, I think, and collect that. This is all going to be getting wet. And then we'll get the bigger trailer, the cramped 59,000 litre one, and we'll transport another load down to Milton's Maltings. So if I look now, it's shown at 122,000 litres. That's a combined total between the farm silo, the grain storage down at Milton's Maltings, and the grain storage I put out on the field. What I've actually got in storage here, I'll go back round again. Should be what I just put in there. Barley, yeah, 19,000, so that's what's in this one. And then we'll go over to the other grain bin by the side of the field and we'll work out exactly what we got in that. And I can start getting an idea of how I'm looking contract wise for the maltings. Field 15's got wheat in it. That's going to be for some for CLEG Bakery and some for the windmill. This has got, oh it's alright, 29,143 litres I've got off that. That's not bad at all. I can't remember what the capacity of this is. Am I going to get all in? But I don't, do I? Is it 23,000 or something? Oh no, gone past that. Oh no, we're good. Right, that will go to the farm silo. Then that'll all be transported down in one hit. That grain bin can now be dismantled and moved wherever I need to move it to next. It's a clever way of doing it, so you're kind of utilising everything. I have to say this Fendt 1050 is a beast, but the brakes are horrific. I suppose it's a big old vehicle, and I've got a trailer on the back, so, and it's wet. I guess all of that comes into play. Okay. I'll stick this under cover until the rain stops. And we'll see what happens next, I guess. This is pretty annoying. So what I can do, I'm going to go and check on the animals, make sure the feed areas are clear, and hopefully when I get back to you the rain will have stopped. Fingers crossed. Well, it's now 2. It finally stopped raining. The harvester finished on field 26. It's now moved over to field 11. You can just see between the barn and the silos the little strips, the straw swaths. Couple of things. I said I was going to collect the straw swaths, and I remembered what I need them for. Yellowhammer Ag wanted 100 round bales and 100 square, so all the straw swaths I'm getting off these, I'm going to be baling, square baling, and that will go towards that contract, so I'm not putting that in storage. That 10,000 litres should now give me enough in this silo that I can take the Oshkosh with the cramp trailer and take a full load down to Milson's. Oh, just over. Okay, down to Milson's. Now, as you'll see in the edit, you will have already seen because I've edited it now, I was completely wrong about my contract for Milson's maltings. They want 500,000 litres, not 150,000, not 250,000, 500,000 litres. That's why I think I did field 20, or at least half field 20, to try and get a bigger chunk of that done, but that might be sort of 2 seasons worth I'm going to have to spend doing that. The 150,000 litres, that was for Gibson's Bakery, because they're going to be doing a Kentucky bourbon, and they wanted like a corn liquor, so they wanted 150,000 litres of corn. That's where I got the 150,000 from. That was what was sticking in my head. Where am I going to? Around the roundabout. Over there. So, new harvester today, a new truck, a few more jobs done. We are getting into the harvesting. Fields need to be turned, bales need to be made. Making use of all the new changes. I've just realised that farm's gone. The car's still parked there, but the farm's vanished. I only bought my tractor from there, what, 2 episodes ago? Quite scary. Anyway, so we have come to the end of another episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Or in fact, any of my videos. If you want to share any of them, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.